Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Patty Giarrusso, and this is Let's Talk Pets on Society Bites Radio. Today, we welcome back to the show Kathy Pobloskie from Lost Dogs of America and Lost Dogs of Wisconsin. And today, Kathy and I are going to talk about something. Last week, I had Bridget Watson on, and we ended the show talking about how people need to be kind to each other in this time of crisis, and it's so true. And Kathy and I, the topic was, why are people so mean? In the way Bridget ended the last show, it was perfect because we do need to be kind to each other, and everyone is so stressed out right now. And they have short tempers, and dealing with lost pets and found pets and the different situations that come along with that can really cause people to be hurtful and judgmental and say some really rotten things. So we wanted to talk about that and try to help people understand that, you're not just typing, you're dealing with someone who has lost their pet and is emotionally probably a wreck. So welcome to the show, Kathy, and let's talk about why people are so mean.
Hi, Patty. Good
Hi.
topic, and I wish we had the magic cure for that because it is really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And I know on some Facebook pages, especially if you read under news stories or something, and the comments are so annoying. And people will say, well, just don't read the comments. But unfortunately, in what you and I do, we have to read the comments because there could be important things in there. So we just can't ignore the comments. And some of them are really just downright rude and nasty, sometimes to the owner, sometimes to us, sometimes to our volunteers. And it is very frustrating. It just kind of drains the life out of you when you read through some of them.
Yeah, and that is putting it mildly. It really is. It does drain the life out of you when, we're doing everything we can to help people, and then you have these people that will just come out of nowhere. I mean, my organization is much smaller than yours, so I see the same people all the time commenting, and helping. And then all of a sudden, when there's a different situation that might get some nasty comments, all of these people just come out of nowhere that you've never seen comment before with nasty things to say. It's like, where are you when we need help?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. And sometimes I think it's, the people that follow our page, they understand. They understand how not to lose your dog and how, it's important to take precautions and all that because we post a lot about that. We post a lot of prevention tips. And so they just think it's common knowledge. So when somebody does lose their dog and and they think it's, was a stupid situation that the owner never should have got themselves in, then they get really nasty. But they don't realize that maybe that other person wasn't a follower of our page and didn't know all those tips,
Right.
And sometimes that information is new to them. And so, there is a learning process for everybody all the time.
Right.
It is very frustrating.
Yeah.
Do you ban people from your page or block people?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Or we mute them. I like to mute people. Yes. Sometimes they get muted for 48 hours, sometimes for 30 days. It depends on how we're feeling and how naughty they've been, I guess.
That must be a feature of the groups then, because I don't think we have that opportunity to do that on a page, on a business page.
Yeah.
So we have to block them, and they can still see the page. And they can still share the flyers, but they cannot comment any longer until we unblock them. And again, sometimes I'll send them a little note and just say, hey, we've had to block you. And sometimes I'll give them a warning if it wasn't too bad, but sometimes I just have to block them. And then I'll say, we're doing this. And, if you want to talk about it or whatever, fine, but we just don't tolerate that on the page.
Yeah.
So.
And it, we see it more and more, unfortunately, right now. It seems everyone's stress level is out of 10, it's about a 9.5. So it seems like on top of that, and then getting into it, it's just like people have no filter right now for some reason. There's no filter on anyone. And some of the things that people say. ABC did a story 2 nights ago after the 4th of July nightmare. It sounded like a war zone here because our governor smartly legalized fireworks for the 4th of July. So, yeah, it was a nightmare. And we had one dog, it wasn't even a year old, get hit by a car. And ABC picked up the story because I had made a post, about it. And I can't remember if it was on our page the comment was. It must have been because I saw it, and I don't think I would have seen the ABC page. But some guy goes, he got what he deserved for not taking proper care of his pet, or however he said it, and basically the poor guy was leaving his parents' house. The dog was on a leash with a collar, but when the boom went off, he backed out of the collar, or she backed out of her collar, and he didn't have her before during the fireworks, so he probably wasn't aware of what would happen, but he did what he should have done, at that time. Had her on the leash, had her on a collar, but unfortunately that happened. And for somebody to say things like that, I just don't understand it, and it's not necessary.
Yeah, I agree. That person would have been gone from our page too.
Oh yeah, yep.
We also have our profanity filter. I'm not sure if that's an option on groups, but on the pages, on Facebook pages, there's a profanity filter. So we have that set to high. So people cannot swear on our page without it being hidden. And then sometimes they're making a valid point, and I'll just say to them, we appreciate your opinion, but you'll have to say it again without the swear words in there so that it will show up on the page, because we have our profanity filter set at high.
Yeah, I know. I wish we did.
I'm
going to have to check that. I'm going to have to check that because, we can do a keyword alert. So I guess I could add all the swear words to a keyword alert.
Yeah. We have a lot of words that we block as well that aren't swear words, but that we choose to block. Yeah. And that helps with some. I can usually tell. It seems to be like, I don't know if you notice this too, but the nasty people seem to come on like after 9 o'clock at night. And then sometimes I'll get up, and I go to bed pretty early, but I'll get up in the morning at 5 and start to look at comments, and it's like, oh my gosh, these people were just horrible, And you can kind of tell by the number of comments that a post has. I can quickly kind of go through and see, you see the nice things that the nice people say, like shared or hope you find them or whatever, and then it's the ones that are not
that's
so
what
nice.
I always think. If you see a lot of comments on one post, you better check it out.
Yep.
Oh boy, I know, and it's just so true right now that people need to turn all this anger, if they could, into kindness. They really need, because everyone needs help right now, for whatever reason. And in a case like this, on top of everything else, if you lost your pet, kindness goes so much farther than being mean.
Yep. And what better way to turn
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I was going to say, and what better way to turn your frustration about the situation in the world or whatever into some kindness by helping somebody out? It just makes you feel better.
Right, exactly. If people would do that, it would. Helping others is one of the best ways to help yourself if you're feeling down, so people need to consider, that, because I know people, when they've helped reunite a pet, they get so excited and, oh my gosh, that was so great, and it really helps them feel better, or just makes them feel so good that they were able to help. And it's so true, the comments that you see, everybody is so excited. Especially right now, I think, it's like you could, a stadium filled with people clapping. It's like people get so excited when the good things happen lately. And then you always have those ones that come in. And I guess I wanted to talk about it because it's just been so frequent. Recently it's just been so frequent. And I don't know, I was starting to say, I thought it may have been one of your, I don't know if it was the Lost Dogs of Florida or the Lost Dogs of America. I saw somebody had made some type of thing about, how you're to watch what you comment. And so we made our own, with different examples. Oh, it looks like it was dumped. Oh, the owner doesn't deserve it back. The usual nasty comments, and every once in a while we have to throw that up there again, or we put it in one of the comments of the post itself. Our rule on our page is we won't even warn you. You say something we don't like, we're deleting it, and then you get people, why'd you delete my comment? I've got freedom of speech. Once they throw that at me, they're gone.
Yeah. I know. The freedom of speech always kind of cracks me up, because it's like Facebook and, it's our pages, and just like when I have somebody over to my house for dinner, I can kick them out if I don't agree, if I don't like what they're saying. The same holds true for Facebook.
I know. So. It is. But it's so funny, some of the things that people will say. And, it's just like this whole, I don't know if you're familiar with the Karen thing, how they call these people that start screaming at people Karen. Yeah. But I can just picture some of these people that say things like that. I'm going to start saying, listen, Karen, you can't say that. Oh, gosh. I mean, you have to make light of it when we talk about it, because otherwise it drives us crazy.
I know. Yeah. And I guess maybe people have more time on their hands, or I don't know. That's what they're on more, and maybe they're frustrated at something else, and they come onto our page. And something just minor sets them off, and.
Yeah. And it's, it's hard. People need to focus more on, what can they do to help this person? Can I share the post? Can I, offer, some advice, whatever, not be, I just don't get it. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Do you have people that come on and try to, we've had somebody lately, I think they're trying to sell GPS collars.
Oh my
every
gosh.
time, every time we have a poster reunited, they come on and they were going, "Oh, you should buy now."
Is her name Helen? Is her name Helen? Because Helen does it on our page.
Does it? I can't remember what her name is, but yeah.
Yeah, I muted her for 30 days last time she did it.
Or tags, or trying to sell some sort of service or something. Yeah.
Well, I haven't
and
seen
a lot of those.
Then
again,
she's been muted. So.
Okay. We've a lot of those will block those words once we know the name of the company or whatever. We'll block it.
Okay.
And again, and it's not because we don't think some of those things are useful. It's just that's not the forum for it. We're not there to push somebody's product.
Right. And what I said to Helen when she did it last time, when the owner said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get one," I commented. I said, I gave him. It's more important to have your ID tags and your microchip that's updated than to have a GPS tag. I've researched many of them. Many of them have very short distance and short battery life, and they're not what they're all cracked up to be. And it gives you a false sense of security. And you need to do the right things and not put a GPS tag on, because, it was funny. She had posted that under a cat. She must not even read it, that was lost wearing a GPS tag, Yeah. But I'm going to have to look into that filter thing. I don't think a group has it, but I'm certainly going to check on it. Otherwise, we just had to put the word alerts. And right now, we only have, I think, abandoned or dumped are the words we watch out for. But we should start watching out for more, because, I walk away from my desk for 10 minutes and then I come back and there's 40 notifications, It's just gone crazy. Yep. I don't know about, across the U.S. with the Lost Dogs of America's groups, and it's hard for them to compare because they're statewide, but the percentage recently of lost pets, we reunited 55 pets in 2 days